In this video, you're going to learn all about permitted development rights and why it's important. Let me explain. If you're a property investor or property owner, you own a property, you're a developer, you need to know your rights, what you can and what you can't do with that property. So there are certain things that you're allowed to do without getting planning permission. The funny thing is, if you don't know your rights, you might just think, oh, I never knew I could even do that. And it might be that if you did that, it would make the property so much more valuable. Even just getting the prior approval, but not doing the build might make the property more valuable just by shuffling around some paperwork. You can make hundreds of thousands of pounds under permitted development rights if you just know your rights. So I'm going to give you in this video 10 things that you can do to your properties without getting planning permission. You can crack on and do it under your permitted development rights. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button to show your support, and let's get into the video. Number 1, you can turn shops into flats. Shops are going down in value, especially if they're empty. You can buy them cheap as chips, and then with prior approval, without getting planning permission, you can turn them into apartments and add loads of value and make loads of money. How amazing is that? By the way, every point I'm going to tell you, you will always need to check with the local council rules, maybe speak to a planning consultant, because every town there might be some Article 4 that take away that right. So always check. I'm not a qualified planning consultant. I can only share based on my knowledge, what I've done and what my students are doing, but that's the first hack. Number 2, gets a little bit better. If you've got a block of flats, did you know that you can add 2 extra stories without getting planning permission under your permitted development rights? I know, huge. Think of the added value and extra money you can make in rent and on the cost of the building itself. Number 3, under Class ZA, you can literally knock down certain buildings like offices, warehouses, and then rebuild them into residential properties without getting any planning permission. Number 4, if you've got a normal house, you can add an extra story above the house by adding, for example, a dormer window at the back of the house, a loft conversion, creating a whole extra room or even an apartment without getting planning permission. Number 5, Class Q means that you can convert barns, animal barns, into houses without getting planning permission. That means that you can buy these cheap rundown animal barns. I've done this myself. I've put it on YouTube, cheap as chips, and then you can convert them into small homes, serviced accommodation units without getting planning permission and make a lot of money. Number 6, and this is my favorite, is you can turn a house into a HMO. Meaning if you've just got a 3-bedroom house, you can turn the reception rooms into bedrooms and turn it into a room by room multi-let, up to 6 separate tenancies in the house without getting planning permission. As long as there's not HMO Article 4 in the area, you're pretty much good to go. And not only will this increase the value of the house, but now you're not getting 1 lot of rent, you're getting 6 lots of rents. And you didn't even need to get planning permission to change the use of the house into a HMO. Number 7, building in the garden. There's certain things that you can do in the gardens, like building a mini annex, a gym, a studio, certain things you can do depending on height restrictions, you can do without planning permission, which is really, really, really cool. And if you're doing it to your existing home, it can potentially just give you a much better quality of life, as well as increasing the value of the house without needing to wait for the council's permission. Number 8 is building at the side. So you can build at the side of the house, creating an extra lounge, and upstairs as well, and do a double-story extension. Again, there's restrictions on how far you can go, but you can go pretty far depending on if it's semi-detached, terrace, detached. And that adds so much extra to the house. And guess what? You can do that under permitted development rights. Number 9 is you can even build at the back. So if you've got a big enough back garden where you could potentially build out, now you can get an extra room, conservatory. You can turn that small little kitchen into a big island dining kitchen. And you can do this again. You can go so many meters back without getting planning permission under permitted development rights. It's huge. So many of my students are doing this now. They're buying rundown houses. They're not just refurbishing them. They're turning them into mega big family homes and adding so much value without waiting for planning permission. And finally, number 10 is flipping between commercial uses. So historically, if you wanted to turn a coffee shop into a gym, or a gym into a nursery, or a nursery into an accountancy practice, you'd have to get planning permission to change the use. But now, pretty much all commercial properties fall under Class E, which means that it's easy if you've got a commercial building to change the use, to change the tenants without having to wait and backlog the council. So this is permitted development. Now I've created a guide which goes into more detail on permitted development and gives you way more stuff and information on how to actually get permitted development rights, how it works. The guide is completely free and it's downloadable. So check the link in the description and you can just, with a few clicks, get this guide in your hands, on your phone, on your computer, completely for free. And you know what? It's going to really help you make it as a property investor, a property owner, and developer. So it's completely free. It's in the description. You're very welcome. Thank you for following me. It's the least I can do to give back. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.